morning, children. So this is 10th standard. We have completed the 4th unit, the first lesson in it. That was Diary of Anne Frank. Okay, from the Diary of Anne Frank. Now there's a poem in 4th unit to study. The name of the poem is Amanda. The name of the poem is Amanda. Okay, I'll read the first stanza for you. Then we'll start. Don't bite your nails. Imperative sentence. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. See, in the imperative sentence, after Amanda, there is an exclamation mark. What kind of construction is it? What do we do? Do we give a exclamatory mark in the end of the imperative sentence? We don't. So it is imperative sentence plus, that is comma, after a comma, that is exclamation. After imperative sentence there is exclamation. How? Poets are using sometimes grammar in a way to show some mere effect or some other than what they are speaking in the words. For example, now this is imperative sentence. Don't bite your nails. It is told. To whom it is told? To Amanda. That word is used. But that Amanda is taken with exclamation. Amanda. So in exclamatory, like a surprise, you are biting your nails? Why? So the first sentence is an imperative, giving the command, and second, Amanda, the word is uttered with exclamation to show that it is surprising one. Now why it is surprising one? Amanda is a girl. Amanda is a girl. Generally in the society all over the world, women, girls, they are given many instructions. They are not given freedom to express themselves and all. So this was the time, or now also it is in the houses you see that the girls have limitations, boys don't have. So Amanda, being a girl, you are biting nails. If a boy is biting, it's okay. A girl is biting. So that the poet want to say in the first line, very first line. So in the very first line, what the poet is doing? The poet is making a difference in the boys and the girls. What? The poet is making a difference in the boys and the girls. Right? See, it's very important to notice the grammatical element and why the poet is doing like this. So I feel that if the poet is doing this, it has some sense. And with exclamations are used for amazing, surprising, like this. So he is surprised. That surprising element has been put. The one who is giving the instruction is surprised. About Amanda, you are doing this? See, don't hunch your shoulders. Amanda! Don't hunch your shoulders. Hunching. Okay? So, throwing the shoulders up. Again, second instruction. Doing this shoulders hunching is bad habit for Amanda, not for others. Stop that slouching and sit up straight. Amanda. Now see, 3 sentences are there in the first stanza, and all 3 sentences are for what it is for giving commands. So in all these three sentences, don't stop that slouching and sit up straight. In all these three sentences, there are commands. First command, biting nails. Second command, shoulder, hunching shoulder. And third command, slouching, sitting like this. Okay, so putting head down in the legs or sit straight. So Amanda is given instruction in all these three. First stanza. Second stanza is given in the bracket. Again, grammatical element. This poet is very good at grammar. So the second stanza is given in the bracket. Whatever said is in the bracket. Why it is so? See, it is grammatical element also and literary element also. What happens in literature? Suppose you go to a drama. I'll tell you. You go to a drama. In dramatical part, in drama, you go to Marathi drama, English drama, both I'll tell you. So when you go to a drama, in that drama, it is live going on in front of you. So the character wants to tell what is going on in his mind, what he is thinking, right? How he'll tell the people, while the other character shall not know, right? So two characters are there. The first character said something. Now this character wants to say something, but in the mind, and that we shall come to know. So how he speaks, he makes his face to the audience, put his hand to show that he is not able to listen, and you are listening. That means we are listening. So the character that is called a thought prompting. Okay, so that thought prompting is done. In Marathi, it is called Swagata. Okay, it is called Swagata. That means what he is speaking with himself, that he is telling you. What is speaking inside himself, that he is telling you that I am thinking this inside. Okay, so that is a grammatical element, literary element. When it comes in printed form, right? So two dialogues. Dialogue of A, character A said something. Dialogue of character B said something. Then dialogue of character, but he says something in his mind. And then he says something. That means whatever given in the bracket, he said to himself. He said to himself. The character B does not know what he spoke in the bracket. So here the bracket is used for second stanza. That means the poet, whoever is speaking to oneself, himself or herself. Okay. So there is a languid emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. This is the reaction to the first stanza. So what happens? Stanza number 1. When I find this poem, what happens? Stanza number 1 is an imperative giving commands, while stanza number 2 is self-wish. What is the self-wish? There is languid, relaxing. There is something relaxing. I want to relax. And where? Emerald sea. Emerald is a sea. Where? At Emerald sea. There is a place, relaxing place. People go there. Okay. So there is a relaxing place. No one is there. And that is Emerald Sea. In the Emerald Sea, I want to go there, where the sole inhabitant is me, where I will be alone. In the second stanza, what is the wish? On this relaxed Emerald Sea place, island, Emerald Island, this poet wants to go, and there the poets want to be alone, and what? A mermaid drifting blissfully. And drifting blissfully like a mermaid. You know what is a mermaid? There was a film, very famous film, recently gone. Chinese or Japanese, I don't know. by the language, but there was a film, Mermaid, a very famous film. The name of the film was Mermaid. So, what is a mermaid? Mermaid is a fish girl. Fish girl. You might have seen the cartoons. The half a portion is of a girl. Is of a girl, and the half one is half one is what? Lady, and half one is a fish. So this is called mermaid. This is called mermaid. So she wants to move driftly, drifting, moving. She wants to drift, take moves, dips, dives, blissfully, very slowly, without hesitation. Without hesitation. See, what is the contrast? What is the contrast? I see a lot of difference in it. What? The girl is being told, Amanda is being told not to cut the nails. And what Amanda is thinking, maybe Amanda is thinking this, okay, second stanza, that she wants to be a mermaid in the Emerald Sea. She wants to go there and move alone, live alone. Now what she is going to do there? Is she going to cut the nails there? So she wants to go there and so that she will be free for cutting nails. No, she does not want to listen this imperative commands. Third stanza, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Now it's a question. In the second stanza, it is imperative plus question. Right? Exclamation I said in the first stanza. So what was it? It is a surprise. Amanda, you are doing this? And did you finish your homework? Now Amanda is a question. Amanda. So is it possible that you have not done homework? That means it's a question. Why it is a question now? That means what else she is doing? What else the girls are doing? Okay, they will be in the house doing homework or doing some work. Any other work? Do they go outside, play and enjoy and all this? They have the limitation. So in the house, you have not done the homework. So that is a question mark. Now here is a question mark. So what it means? It simply means that in the first stanza, there is a surprising element kept that girls are doing this, cutting the nails, eating the nails, wrong. And in the third stanza, that Amanda, what else Amanda will do that? She is doing homework. So it's a only yes no type question. Did you tidy your room? Tidy, made, clean, neat and clean your room. Amanda, then who else will do? Amanda will have to do her own room. And she is doing, right? So there's no question about it. Only to yes or no. If a boy is there, if a boy is given his room, if a boy has separate, he will not clean his room. His mother or his sister or somebody else will clean. But girls are meant to do it themselves. So that is why it is a question mark. I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Now, the third one is imperative plus exclamatory. I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Now I have to tell you to clean your shoes. These are the works of the girls. Right? And it is surprising now. If after telling you have not done, that is surprising. So, this is the third stanza. Fourth stanza is again stanza number 3. I like this side better. Stanza number 3 is commands again. Imperative plus questions. Interrogative. While it is exclamation in the first stanza. stanza now. What is there in the fourth stanza? I am an orphan. Oh my God! If somebody will tell orphan to not to cut the nails, no. Then what it is? Roaming the street, I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. See, now here it's like a wish. It's like again a wish. Okay. Now I want to be I want to be. I am an orphan. I am an orphan. Is she orphan? No, she is not orphan. What she wants to say? It is better to be that I am an orphan. If the parents are like this, my God, children can think like this. That is why parents shall not do these things. Imperative and exclamatory, imperative and questions. These two things are only used. See, first stanza and the third stanza. Anything else? Any assertive sentence is there? Any informative sentence is there? No. If the parents are like this, their wish will changes like this. But it's better that I am an orphan, I don't have parents at all. And where the orphan people live there, they live on the street. So roaming the street, I pattern, make marks. Kadam ki nisha banate chale. So I pattern soft dust on the dust which is on the street. I put my marks of my feet at my hushed bare feet. Hushed bare feet. Hushed, used. Bare, without slippers and sandal. So I will use my feet always on the street and walking on the dust and leaving my marks of the feet on it. Pattern. मैं पैटर्न बनाते चलूंगी अपने legs का. So she is thinking it's better to be an orphan than as a parents है तो. So see the wish. And the fifth stanza is don't eat that chocolate, Amanda! Exclamatory. Girls, you should not eat the chocolates. Why? Remember your acne, because you get acne, pimples. Amanda, will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? And you shall speak, you will not pay attention here and there. Look at me means only to pay attention, not to look in the eyes. Look at me, not to pay attention here and there. So in the fifth stanza, now in the fourth stanza it's a wish, and in the fifth stanza what it is? Again imperative plus exclamatory, exclamation. This only suggests that whatever you are doing is surprising. You shall not do it. It surprises me. And what you shall do, that is told in the imperative. Remember your acne. Don't forget your pimples. You get pimples if you eat chocolates. So girls need to be very careful about eating also. They don't have freedom of eating. Then sixth stanza, again that is in the bracket. That means what it is means. मतलब जो bracket में दिया है, that poet is not telling the one who is giving the commands. Okay. The one who is giving the commands, उसको poet answer दे रहा है, Amanda answer दे रही है नहीं. She is only thinking in the mind. I told you it is in the bracket. That means she is talking it to herself, not to the one who is giving the command. Okay. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. So now here Amanda puts her next wish. What is the next wish? Her next wish is she is at Rapunzel. Rapunzel like a thing. Like a thing which is kept under many limitation. Rapunzel was a character in a story, or you might have heard एक स्टोरी थी, उस पे एक टावर था, एक बड़ा सा टावर में एक देयर वाज ए गर्ल, शी वाज इम्प्रिजन, उसको बंदी बना के रखा था। फिर वो उसके बाल बढ़ते जाते हैं, बढ़ते जाते हैं, बढ़ते जाते हैं, एंड फ्रॉम द टावर वो नीचे तक चले जाते हैं, जिसको पकड़ के किंग ऊपर आता है, उसको छुड़ा के लेके जाता है। दैट कैरेक्टर्स नेम इज रुपेंजल। ओके, उसका नाम क्या है? रुपेंजल। नाउ आई एम ए रुपेंजल, व्हाट इट wants to say then, or Rapunzel, who made imprison Rapunzel? The witch, a witch made imprison. Okay, that witch imprisoned. So I am a Rapunzel, she is Rapunzel, like this. Now who imprisoned? The parents. Now she is calling the parents witch and calling herself the prisoner. So I have not a care, nobody cares. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare, and I am like in that tower where Rapunzel was imprisoned. Tranquil, very calm, nobody is there, no enjoyment, no happiness. My life has been imprisoned, and I am very rare, nobody is like me. I am the one who is imprisoned, all others are making happiness. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. So what her wish is in the next to imprison. Her wish is there in the 6th stanza that वो ऐसे इस टावर पे आई गो, nobody shall come, and मैं अपने बाल भी नीचे नहीं छोड़ूंगी ताकि वो किंग भी नहीं आए. Let forget. My life is imprisoned here. A better imprison is that at least the witch even does not comes there to see in the tower that who is what Rapunzel is doing. Okay, so she says that if she is she will, instead of this limitation, I like to go and imprison like this. मुझे उस टावर पे रख दो और मैं वो अपने लंबे बाल बना के नीचे भी नहीं छोड़ूंगी. I will not certainly let my hairs down so that उसको पकड़ के कोई ऊपर आ जाएगा तो मुझे कोई नहीं चाहिए. She does not want anyone. She doesn't want anyone. Why this is happening? Because maybe the first stanza is like by father may be given the imperative commands. In other stanza maybe mother giving imperative commands. In other stanza grandmother, grandfather, they all are, if there is a girl in the house, all are commanding girls. Do this, not to do this, don't sit there, do like that. What do you do? Is it your thing to do? Why you are laughing loudly? Girls laugh loudly. Why you are laughing loudly? You shall not laugh loudly. Why? These kind of things are restrictions are given on the girls in the houses. So she says now in the 6th stanza, I'll better go and imprison in the tower like Rapunzel. Okay, and I'll not even let my hairs down so that somebody comes. Stop that skulking at once. Stop that sulking at once. Amanda, you are always so moody. Amanda, anyone would think I nagged at you. No, see, this last line is very important. Last line is very important. And what is the last line? The last line is stop that sulking at once. Sulking, making humors, showing जब कोई कमांड्स दे रहा है इम्पेरेटिव उसको, शी मे बी मेकिंग फेसेस. सो ऐसे आड़े टेढ़े तिरछे फेस करना, टंग्स बाहर निकालना, बोलना. सो इसकी वजह से स्टॉप मेकिंग दैट नॉनसेंस. सो डोंट मेक फेसेस, स्टॉप मेकिंग ह्यूमर ऑफ माई कमांड्स. लिसन केयरफुली. यू आर ऑलवेज सो मूडी. तुम हमेशा ही ऐसा करती हो. यू आर ऑलवेज सो मूडी. Means okay, sometimes you want to enjoy, sometimes you want to go in the happiness, it's okay, but you are always doing this. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, and I have to tell you, you are always doing this, so I have to tell you, I have to give you commands and these things, orders. I have to give you commands and orders, right? So anyone, if somebody is watching me, what a father he is, what a mother she is, always scolding her daughter, his daughter. So always what the people will think, that I nagged at you always, that I am always nagging you, I am always scolding you. Then this will happen. Last line is so interesting. Now in the first all stanza, Amanda shows that I am given no freedom at all. I am not given freedom at all. I don't have freedom. How the freedom is sweet. I am not given a freedom. And in the last line, the one who is talking to Amanda says that people will feel that as if I am angry at you. But it is due to your mood, due to your behavior. You shall enjoy, but in your way. But not always. Sometimes you have to do your homework also. Sometimes you have to do your other work. You should not eat your nails. So who is correct? Whether Amanda or the one who is giving instructions to Amanda? So that is a question. This is a poem by Robin Klein. Robin Klein. So there are questions and answers. Dear children, I'll send you the notes and you solve it. Okay? I'll send you the summary also. Thank you.